A long time ago, there lived a blacksmith and his son in a village. One day the son said, "Father, make me a very sharp knife." The father asked, "Son, why do you need a knife?" The boy avoided the question. "I just need a knife." After he kept asking again and again, the blacksmith made an iron knife. The moment the knife touched the boy's hand, he became arrogant, like a lion. He threatened his father, "If you don't arrange my marriage to the king's daughter, I will cut my throat with this knife." The blacksmith loved his son very much. He did not want to lose him, so he agreed to his son's demand. One day, gathering courage, the blacksmith went to the king and asked for his daughter's hand for his son. Hearing this, the king was filled with rage. "A common blacksmith dares to ask for my daughter." He wanted to call the executioner and behead him at once. But the king's minister was very wise. He whispered in the king's ear, "Your Majesty, killing him will bring needless bad name. People will talk. We should turn him away cleverly, so the snake dies and the stick does not break." Then the minister said to the blacksmith, "Good man, we agree to marry your son to the princess, but on one condition. Your son must do something that no one has ever seen or heard of before." Hearing the condition, the blacksmith returned. He thanked God for returning alive. At home he told his son everything. Then father and son left the village to fulfill that condition. They walked and reached a dense forest. Under the shade of a mustard tree, they saw a man sitting. Yellow mustard flowers were scattered everywhere. The man had put his leg inside a stove, and flames were coming out from his foot. On the stove, a pan of hot oil was boiling, and he was frying fritters and eating them. The blacksmith and his son thought, "This is even harder. The king has never seen or heard of this. Let's learn it." The blacksmith said, "Brother, please accept my son as your disciple. Teach him to make jaggery like you." The man said, "All right. I accept your son. Take these keys. Open that room, put your son inside, and lock it from outside." The blacksmith did as told. When he was leaving, the man took the keys back and said, "Come after 1 year." The blacksmith returned home. Inside the room, the boy sat hungry and thirsty, waiting for someone to open the door. A full day passed, no one came. Then he looked carefully around the room and froze in horror. Human bones lay scattered over the floor. He thought, "How many people died here before me? My end will be the same. My father and I were deceived. I will die here, hungry, thirsty, in agony. One day, my bones will also be scattered on this floor." He wept bitterly. When his grief eased, he sat in a corner and said to himself, "As long as there is breath, there is hope." He picked up a large bone, its tip sharp like a knife, and began digging the wall. Little by little, the earth fell away. He dug day and night, tirelessly, until there was a hole big enough for a person. He crawled through and found another room. This room was beautiful: green silk curtains, a rich red carpet, a bed, and behind a screen the breath of a very beautiful body. He lifted the screen and stood stunned. A lovely girl lay sleeping. Her long dark hair fell across her body. He stared for a while. Suddenly the girl's eyes opened. Seeing a stranger in her room, she was startled, and so was he. After a moment they calmed down. She said, "Don't be afraid. Come, sit here. Tell me who you are and how you got here." His courage rose. He told her everything. She gave him food and drink, then said, "The man outside making fritters, that is my father. I too am a sorceress. Don't grieve, I will teach you magic. If my father is at the 14th level, I am at the 16th. she began to teach him magic. She fed him delicious fruits and dishes, gave him fine clothes. A year passed, yet the blacksmith did not return. He thought, let the boy complete his training. When he becomes a true magician, I will go. The boy learned and became masterful. After 2 years, the blacksmith came back. He saw the same man under the shade of a mustard tree. The same yellow mustard flowers were scattered everywhere, the same leg in the stove, flames from the toe, a pan of hot oil was boiling, and he was frying fritters and eating them. The blacksmith asked, Brother, where is my son? 2 years ago I left him with you. The man said, I have been sitting here making fritters for 2 years. I never went to look. You locked him with your own hand. Here, take the keys. Open it yourself. The father's face turned pale. He thought, after 2 years, I will find only bones. He ran to the room, turned the key, and opened the door. Inside, the girl whispered to the boy, if it's my father, he will kill us both. If it's your father, we are saved. The blacksmith entered, empty room. He went through the hole and found a beautiful girl and his son sitting on the bed. Seeing his son alive, he wept with joy and thanked God. The boy introduced the girl. The blacksmith understood the truth and thanked her for saving his son. The sorcerer said, there is only one way you both can safely escape. Go out crying and wailing to my father and say, Alas! My son died of hunger and thirst. You never opened the door. Let me at least take his bones in a cloth to bury them. He will allow it. The blacksmith went out, cried loudly, and repeated her words. The sorcerer said, Fine. Take the bones, and even gave him a big white sheet. The blacksmith returned. The girl wrapped the living boy in the sheet. He lifted the bundle onto his shoulder to leave. The girl warned, Listen carefully. With the magic I taught him, your son must not start making money on the road. Only after reaching home, do as you like. If you earn on the way, my father will know, and he won't spare you. She stayed behind. The blacksmith begged her to come hidden with them, to escape her cruel father. She refused. If we go together, we'll be caught. Your freedom will be lost. My life and death are here. The blacksmith threw the keys from a distance to the sorcerer, still busy making and eating fritters. The sorcerer barely looked up, picked up the keys, and returned to his pot. Father and son walked far into the forest. In an open place, the father put down the bundle. The boy came out of the sheet. They thanked God for saving their lives and started their journey again. They walked on and came out of the forest into green fields. They saw a water wheel turning, an ox pulling it around, drawing water from a well. A farmer stood nearby. The son said, Father, I will show you my magic. I will recite a magic word and become an ox. You sell me to the farmer. But remember, keep my rope. Don't sell the rope. He spoke the words and turned into a strong ox. They went to the farmer. The farmer asked, Old man, are you selling this ox? Yes, said the blacksmith. How much? 500 rupees. The farmer hesitated. The blacksmith said, Try him at your water wheel. If you are satisfied, buy him. The farmer hitched the ox. The ox worked wonderfully, better than the old one. Happy, the farmer paid 500 rupees. The blacksmith said, But I won't give the rope. No problem, said the farmer. Take your rope, I'll put my own. The blacksmith left. Soon the ox turned and ran, reached the blacksmith, and became the boy again. Panting with a stick, the farmer ran after them. Old man, have you seen my ox? I just sold him to you, said the blacksmith. Where he went, how would I know? The farmer never imagined the boy was the ox. He left, confused. But the warning had been ignored. The boy had used magic on the road. The cruel sorcerer found out the blacksmith's son lived, escaped, and had been taught magic by his own daughter. The sorcerer took the form of an old merchant and sat ahead on their path. The boy, proud of success, wanted to change shape again. Father, I will become a camel. This time ask for the full price, don't reduce even 1 rupee. And remember, do not give the halter with me. He became a camel. The blacksmith, holding the halter, reached the merchant. Are you selling the camel? Asked the merchant, already knowing the truth. Yes. How much? 1,000 rupees. The merchant immediately paid 1,000 and took the camel. The blacksmith said, I will not give the halter. But the merchant, who knew the secret, insisted, I bought the camel with his halter. A quarrel began. Travelers gathered, farmers ran over, a crowd formed. The merchant asked the people, have you ever heard of someone selling an animal but taking off its robe before handing it over? He took full price, and for a mere halter he argues. The crowd sided with the merchant. The blacksmith felt ashamed and, against his will, handed over the halter. Now the camel, who was the boy, was trapped. With the halter in the sorcerer's hand, he could not slip away like before. But the boy was now a great magician. He chanted and became a dove, flying up. The halter fell to the ground. The sorcerer chanted and turned into a hawk, chasing the dove. The boy looked down and saw women who were filling water from the pond. Before the hawk could strike, he became a frog and dropped into pond. The sorcerer became a heron, landed, and pecked in the water, searching. One young woman put her hands into the pond to wash them. The boy chanted again, turned from a frog into a ring, and slipped onto her little finger. The heron could not pull a ring from her smallest finger. Soon the women carried pitchers on their heads. The heron flew above them. At the girl's house, the sorcerer changed back into a beggar and called at the door. The girl came out, sifting flour. Daughter, said the beggar, I don't want flour. I want the ring on your right hand's little finger. The girl grew angry. Who are you to ask for my ring? Her mother heard the noise and came. Doubting her daughter, she scolded her, You had gone to fetch water. Where did you get a ring? Which lover gave it? Take it off and throw it away. Frightened, the girl pulled off the ring and threw it. The beggar reached for it, exactly what he wanted. But the ring turned into a dove and flew. The beggar became a hawk and chased him again. They reached the king's palace. The king held court below. Before the hawk could grab him, the boy turned from a dove into a golden wire and dropped into the king's crown. The sorcerer became a beggar once more and stood before the king. Ask, said the king. Your Majesty, said the beggar, give me the golden wire inside your crown. The king was amazed. A golden wire in my crown? He raised a hand to check. The boy changed from the wire into a rosary and came into the king's hand. The beads broke and scattered on the floor. The beggar turned into a rooster and rushed to peck up the beads. The boy chanted, changed from the beads into a cat, and killed the rooster. The court was stunned. The king had never seen the like. The boy changed back into himself, stepped forward, and bowed. The king, still in wonder, asked, What is all this? The boy said, Your Majesty, have you ever seen or heard of anything like this? No, never, whispered the king. Then, please remember your promise to my father. I am that blacksmith's son. In your open court, before all these people, I have fulfilled your condition. Now fulfill your promise and give me the princess's hand. The king had no escape. He agreed. The marriage took place with great celebration. The blacksmith's son became the king's son-in-law. Since the king had no son, he made him his heir. After some years, the king died, and the blacksmith's son sat on the throne and ruled with great splendor. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and subscribe my channel and press bell icon.